Hey squad, welcome back. Now today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be focusing on vocal effects and edits that's going to add extra interest and excitement to your vocal performance. Okay, now although I'm using Logic Pro X, these techniques are completely transferable and can be applied in any DAW you're using. Now the track I'm using to demonstrate is a song I'm going to be releasing real soon called Dark Nights. Now I'm going to play you a section of the song where I've used some of these edit techniques, vocal edit techniques, and afterwards I'll show you exactly how I created those sounds, okay? So check this out. Dark nights, big city.
I keep searching.
Can't find you, where can you be?
Searching and searching.
I need you here right next to me. Dark nights, big city. Dark nights, big city.
I keep searching.
With you is where I've gotta be.
Yeah, searching.
I need you here right next to me.
I keep searching.
Dark nights, big city. Okay, so there's the section with everything playing. So now we're going to dig down into this and I'm going to show you exactly how each edit was completed and how each element was processed. Okay, let's dig in. Okay, so the first edit that I did is this one right at the top here. Have a listen. Okay, cool. Let's just solo that. Now, how did I go about doing that? Well, this is just the word dark. I grabbed that clip from this vocal part here. Dark nights, big city. And it's just the word dark. And I'll show you how I did that. Okay, so also, let me show you actually what's over here. On the actual channel strip, I've got a few things going on. I've got an echo. Let's actually turn some of these things off so you can actually hear the raw vocal. And let's actually turn 1 second. And this is what it sounds like without the effects. So I'll show you exactly what I did. First things first, I duplicated the audio track. So let's do this, duplicate that. Cool. Next thing I did was I duplicated the part. So Option, click, drag, drop. Okay. I then zoomed right in and I just isolated the word dark. So this one right here. Okay. I'm going to turn that off and just play that back. To play back from the start of this region, hold down the Shift key and press spacebar. What I then did was I pulled this all the way back to here. Okay. Nice. Right there. Let's just go zoom in a bit more. So it's exactly on the bar. Right there. Okay, well, that's close enough. And the next thing I did was I time stretched this. Okay, so let's make sure I've got enough. Let's turn this off here and Shift spacebar. Yeah, that's enough. So to time stretch this, all I did was hold down the Option key, click, and stretch this out. I stretched it as far as I could. Okay, so this one's a bit longer, but it will have the same effect that I'm looking for. Okay, so let's have a listen to it now. Right, so I've stretched out the dark. Okay, and then all I did was I applied all of these settings. So let me just switch to the one that I've created and just mute this one here. Okay, start with the EQ. So let's switch that on. And I just cut lots of the lows and just left this sort of high mid to into the high section. Let's just solo that and play that back. Okay, cool. Actually, it's going through a bus with some additional effects on it. Okay, so this vocal stack bus here has got some other effects on. Let's carry on through. So I added a spreader to it. Let's see. And you can check out my video on the spreader. The spreader is a fantastic tool in Logic. You really ought to start messing with that. Okay, so I went for far and wide stereo drum, and I think I might have messed with some of the parameters here, I can't remember, but with it on, this is what we get. Okay, I'm just trying to create some interest to make it sound different from what's going on, but not too far, so it really sounds off. Okay, next thing I did was I added a reverb. Now this is important. What I did, I took out all of the dry signal and you're only hearing the wet signal, so only the reflections you're hearing. So listen to this now. So all I want is just wet signal. All right, so moving on. The next thing I've added is the echo. Now this makes quite a difference. Okay, let's copy that setting. Let's recall the default. All right. So that's what you get with the default setting. However, I've messed with the parameters and let's paste that back. And I've increased the timing in terms of the notes. So I've got 16th triplet. I've changed the amount of feedback and I've changed the color. Now the color is, one side is high pass, one side is low pass. And I've taken out all of the dry signal and only the wet signal we're hearing. So let's play that back. And now let's hear that in context with the rest. Okay, cool. So that's the first one. Moving on. Okay, so I'm just going to put this back to where it was. So let's undo all of this. Command Z, just until we get back to there. Let's switch these on and let's just put on the piano.
Dark nights, big city.
I keep searching.
Can't find you.
Okay, cool. So searching. Now searching has an effect on it as well, and it's got that telephone effect. And again, you can see the video. Look above for the link to the video on how to really quickly apply that sort of telephone effect. This is it right here. Have a listen.
I keep searching.
And it's all up in the EQ right here. So within the EQ, we go to EQ tools, phone filter notch, and boom, that's it right there. Okay, so it's a nice little effect and it works really well within this track.
Dark nights, big city.
I keep searching.
Again, I've got all of these vocals going through to this bus here. So on the bus, I've got some delay, the spreader as well, Isotope Alloy 2, which is one of my favorite tools. And I've got a compressor on here. I think this is just for color.
I keep searching.
Again, you can watch my video on how these Logic Pro X vintage compressor circuits actually color your audio. I'm just using this one with a soft distortion on it, and it does actually make a difference to the tone of these vocals. Anyway, we've done the sort of echo one, we've done the phone filter notch one. Let's move on. Let's see what else we got.
Can't find you. Where can you be?
Searching.
I need you here right next to me.
Yeah.
Dark nights, big city. Dark nights, big city.
Okay, right here now. So this here is a big one. We've got a vocal stutter right here. Let's run this one again.
Dark nights, big city.
It's on the track with the telephone EQ setting, and we've got this panning left and right. Look at what's going on here on the pan pot.
Dark nights, big city.
Each one of these clips will be pushed left or right, and let me show you how I actually came up with this. Now, once again, the vocal clip comes from the word dark. So once again, I'm using the word dark right at the front of the sort of hook section. Okay, so, and that we find in here. I'm going to duplicate this audio track. So I'm going to click on my audio track. I'm going to hold down the command key and press letter D to duplicate the track. Okay, so that's your key command for duplicating. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this audio region down. So let's option, click, drag, drop. Okay, cool. And I'm going to zoom in using command and right arrow key to zoom in. Yeah, all of these key commands, remember to check out all of my favorite key commands. The more key commands you learn, the quicker and smoother your workflow. Okay, so I'm just going to take off the track zoom option. So I'm going to switch that off, Control Z, turn that off. Okay, to turn it on, Control Z. Once again, if I want to toggle it on and off. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open this one up a bit for a bit of a zoom. And I'm going to open this one up as well, just to zoom in a bit so I can see the waveform a bit more clearly on screen. Simply grab this and I move this all the way back to about here. I should drop it on this division line actually. I'll do that actually. Okay, and I'm going to chop it down like so. So I'm only getting that first part of the syllable of the word dark. Okay, and then I'm just going to repeat it a few times. I'm going to drop it there. And then I'll drop it here. And then I'll drop it here. Let's listen to that. Let's hear how that sounds. Okay. It's a little bit early. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in some additional elements to help me with this. I'm going to just slide this back a little bit like so until I get it. And that's probably why I ended up with these just off the division line. Okay, so you just grab them and you slide them until they actually sit right in terms of the pulse. Yeah, that'll do for now. Okay, all that clicking you're hearing at the start and end of each of these regions is because we need to put a fade on there. Okay, so make sure you've got all of these highlighted. So listen for the clicking, and this is just audio glitching because we've cut into the wave. Right, so all of that glitching there, we get rid of that simply by highlighting them, all of the regions that we've cut it into, region parameter box. Add a 1 there, add a 1 there, and that's just enough of a fade to actually allow us to fade those regions in and out and take out the glitching. Nice and smooth. Okay, cool. Let's open this one up. So simply open that up. The fade is still on there, as you can see here. And of course, on the channel, we've got this EQ. Let's put the correct EQ setting on there. Double click on that. We go in here, we go to EQ tools. We go to phone filter notch, and that will do that nicely. Okay, let's have a listen now. Perfect, sounding good so far. And then the other thing that we've got to do now is we've got to pan left and right. So if I was to click on here, this is the original one, and press the automation button, which is A on the keyboard. You'll see my automation here. So I've automated the pan position. So let's do that real quick. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to press A on my keyboard. And I'm going to come to this parameter box here and I'm going to go to main, pan and absolute. And all I need to do at this point, I'm going to put a point in here. I'm going to put a point in here. Okay. I'll then put another point in here, another 2 points there, and I'm going to pull this up. I could go extreme all the way up to the fully to the left, and then down here I can go fully to the right, and then put 2 points in there, pull this all the way up fully to the left, and then let's hear what that sounds like actually. So we got that soloed. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. All right, let's try that one more time. There you go. There's your vocal stutter, nice and easy. Okay, great. So that's our vocal stutter done. I'm going to undo all of these changes. Let's just keep going back. Command Z until we get back. What we can do as well is we can come up here to the undo history and we can go back to, let's see, create new track. I think that might be it. Let's have a look.
Dark Nights, Big City.
Yep, that's where we are. Create new tracks. Okay, so come out from here. How did I do that? I just went up to edit and I went to undo history, and in there you'll see all of the different undo steps that you can change. You can go forward. I can still go forward, all right, or I can go backwards, okay, which is very, very good. All right, moving on. So moving to our next edit, and where are we now? Let's see. And it's just these last bits here at the end. Let's listen to this.
I keep searching.
Dark nights, big city.
Dark nights, big city, big city, big city.
What you're noticing is when this piece of audio is being played, it's being played with delay. Okay, so the playhead has already passed it when you actually hear it, and I'll show you why. Okay, now first of all, I'll show you what's actually on the channel strip. I've got a tape delay, and I've got the dry output fully off, but the wet output fully on. Okay, I've also got a vocal transformer plugin, and you can get your vocal transformer by going down to pitch, vocal transformer, stereo. Okay, let's enlarge this one. Okay, cool. And I've got a spreader as well on there. So spreaders, wide up stereo. Okay, so the tape delay, let's go back to that. I have got the tape delay set in terms of the timing. It's synced, of course. The timing is set to 1 full note. Okay, I'm going to just duplicate that once again. So Command D to duplicate the track. Okay, then I duplicate the part. Option, click, drag, drop. Okay, so this is still in time. Option C to bring up your color palette. Let's color it yellow for now. Right, so this is the one that we're working on. So what did I have first of all? I had a tape delay on there. So let's put the tape delay on. Okay, and I'll show you why I'm using a delay. I'm going to put a full note 1-to-1, right? And turn the dry off and the wet fully on. I'm also going to turn the feedback all the way down to 0%. All right, so I'll only get one repeat. Remember, the feedback is the number of repeats. Okay, so let's play that back and let's hear what we've got. I'm just going to mute this for now.
I keep searching.
Dark nights, big city. Dark nights, big city.
Okay, so let's play that back and you can hear what we've got. Okay, so all I want you to listen for is these two parts: Dark Nights, Big City.
I keep searching.
Dark nights, big city. Dark nights, big city.
Okay, let's mute this one.
I keep searching.
Dark nights, big city.
Okay, so you can hear this repeats at the exact time I want it to, because I have turned off the dry and I've only got the wet playing through. Okay, I'm going to adjust the volume in a minute. Don't worry about that for now. Okay, cool. Let's go back in. Right, so that's the delay setting. The next thing I've gone and done, what did I do here? Let's go back to this, is the vocal transformer. And let's see what I did here. Let's pull that one up and I'll show you how I went about it over here. So go to this one, we come down to here, go to pitch, vocal transformer. And now what I did was I adjusted the pitch down to -5. So this is -5 semitones. And I also adjusted the formant setting down the same. I could have gone all the way down to an octave, but I've gone down 5 semitones, which kind of worked really well. I also made sure that the mix setting was fully on wet. So all you're going to hear out of this is the wet signal. Okay, let's just solo that on its own.
Dark nights, big city.
Okay, let's play this back now.
Dark nights, big city.
Dark nights, big city.
Actually, let's go down a bit more. Let's go down to about -8. And I'm going to match it here. Let's listen to that.
Dark nights, big city.
Dark nights, big city.
Yeah, that's kind of cool as well, but I'm going to stick with -5. Okay, so come up to -5. Okay, cool. So that's it for the vocal transformer setting. Come up from here. And what else have I got on here? And then of course I've got a spreader on, which is always I really enjoy using. So I'm going to put the spreader on here, mono to stereo, and I think I had a wide up stereo, I think it was. Let's see what we got now.
Dark nights, big city.
Dark nights, big city.
I keep searching.
Dark nights, big city.
Dark nights, big city. Big city. Big city.
So we've got Dark Nights, Big City, and then this one does something slightly different. Listen to this one.
Big city,
Let's run that one more time.
big city,
Okay, so what's going on there? So I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Let's just pull this down. So this is our duplicated track. Okay, so it's our reference. So here's our reference, for the original reference, and here is our new one. Okay, so the next bit I've got to do is this phrase right here, big city. Okay, so I need to find that within this chunk right here. So let's zoom in and let's have a listen.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city,
So I'm just going to copy this down to the bottom. I'm going to just crop this to about here, and then I'm going to slide it along until I find a nice repeat section. So let's play that back.
I keep searching.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city, big city,
And what you do is you just keep sliding it along until you find the right spot.
I keep searching.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city, big city,
Again, you slide it until you find the right slot. And what you can do, if you're finding that the snap is restricting you, you just switch that snap off. So it's a lot smoother. You can move smaller increments until you get the right position. And then just close that off like so. Always remember to use your fades, 1 and 1 here. Okay, that's always important to avoid that sort of annoying glitching that you get when you cut into the audio. Cool. Let's play that back once again.
I keep searching.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city, big city,
I'm going to work with that for now. Let's solo this as well.
I keep searching.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city, big city,
And then the final bit, which is this bit over here, is let's hear what that actually is.
big city,
So this last bit just says big city, but look at it, looks very different to this, and it's real simple. All I did was I just again copied this along, option click drag drop until I found the start point somewhere like there, and then all I did now was time stretch, option click the bottom corner, drag until I had enough. Turn this off.
I keep searching.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city, big city, big city,
And let's hear that in context with the music. Let's bring that all back in. Let's see what we got.
Dark Nights, Big City.
dark nights, big city, big city, big city.
There you go, all wrapped up. And those are some real simple edits that you can do to just add that next element to your vocals, okay? And these are things that will sit around your main vocal lines just to kind of keep things interesting and a bit different. All of this, like I said, can be done in any DAW. So whether you're using Cubase or Ableton or Pro Tools, all of the same principles and techniques are completely transferable. Great stuff. Now, I hope you found the tutorial helpful. And as always, it's great hearing from you, so drop me a line. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're feeling what I'm doing right here. Also, check out my music at deucebeats.com. Everything's available to stream on all of your usual streaming platforms, and that's a great way to support me on my musical journey. Now, just like the rest of the MTTC squad, remember to switch on your notification bell so when my next video drops, you'll find out straight away. I'll be back again real soon. I'm Dr. Deuce. Peace.